You struggling to make money online? We're not. We sold over $300,000 worth of used items in just a few years, and these are going to be my 3 top tips to give any new person starting out. What's going on, guys? My name's Sebastian. This is Resell Junkie. If you're new here, my wife and I, we sell stuff online and we teach others how to do the same. We love making money and we love talking about it, so if you're interested in that, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and then if this video is helpful, make sure you like it later on because it really does help feed the YouTube algorithm monster. So guys, what we're talking about today is a really simple thing. We've sold a bunch of stuff online, right? Over 8,000 items, over $300,000 worth of stuff. It's quite impressive, I'd say, as far as finding stuff at thrift stores by yourself and then reselling them online. It's a pretty good number. What we're going to talk about is 3 things that I think are super vital for anyone's success in this business. So let's just get into it. Tip number 1, be consistent. There is no bigger tip. There is no other piece of advice that a guru could ever give you besides being consistent. You have to list a lot of stuff to make money online. You cannot list 10 items online and expect to do 100 grand in sales a year. We have somewhere between 8 and 1,000 items at a time listed in our store, just because that gives you more casts out into the ocean, more potential buyers, more things that can possibly sell in that one day to actually add up to a legitimate business. Selling one thing a month, that's not a business. That's just like you having fun online, right? So we want to be consistent, and we want to be so consistent up until like we get to this kind of threshold of somewhat stability, right? I like to say like you can see stability in eBay business over around 300 to 400 listings. That's at least when it changed for us. Once we got to that kind of threshold, we really saw like slow trickles of money coming in every single day, right? That's the goal. It's just to make money every single day off of small sales. That's our goal, at least. You know, your goal could be different. If you have $1 million items that you're selling, great, but this is, again, a beginner's video, so that's probably not the case. Consistency matters when it comes to anything in life. You cannot go thrifting 1 time a week and expect to find a bunch of stuff. When you're starting out, I expect you to go thrifting at least 3 times a day. That's what I did, and that's how I grew my business so quick. Again, not everyone is cut out for that. Not everyone wants to go to a thrift store 3 times a day, 6 days a week. I did because I really enjoyed it and I really hated my corporate job, so I was consistent because I never wanted to go back to work for anyone. So it really depends on how serious you are about this, because a lot of people say they want to quit their job and they want this lifestyle, and they don't. They don't show up and they don't do the work. They're not consistent. They do 1 thing a month and expect results, and they say it doesn't work because they didn't do anything. So be consistent. Keep going. Just keep going. It doesn't matter what happens. Just keep pushing, keep listing, keep sourcing, keep growing, and keep learning. Tip number 2, don't stop. This isn't to do with consistency. This is to do with your mindset and the highs and the lows, okay? I'm gonna tell you right now, some of the lowest times in my life have happened in the past few years when we've had this business. As far as like financial turmoil, arguing with my wife, and being just completely lost and dumbfounded as to how stupid I am sometimes, right? We made a lot of mistakes, a lot of things got us down, they've made us sad, they cost us a lot of money as far as like bad inventory buys, bad financial loan decisions, and even just bad habits of spending our own personal money, right? Just all these things compounded. And at every single roadblock we had, like we could have quit and we could have gotten jobs and we could have just did these other things, but we didn't, right? We didn't, and we're still here. Our business has been around for almost 3 years now, and it's done over 100 grand in sales those years, and we're projected to do over 100 grand again this year, right? Because we never quit. Besides consistency, it's like you just don't quit. Like you consistently do all your stuff that you have to do, so like listings and all the research, whatever you have to do. But when you hit an impasse, and you will hit an impasse, this will get hard, you will get burnt out. Anyone that tells you like you won't is bullshitting you guys. When you hit that impasse, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna keep going, or are you gonna go get a job? Or are you gonna say eBay doesn't work? Or are you gonna say, oh, this isn't for me? If you're gonna say this doesn't work, then it probably won't work, because that's not the right mindset. When things aren't selling on eBay, figure out why. Lower your prices, run sales, change your titles, do something, but don't just say eBay doesn't work, because it does. It works for millions of people across the world every single day. you're just probably doing something wrong or you're not trying hard enough. So don't let the lows get you down. Just understand that it's part of it. It's part of the grind. It's part of being a person and growing. Your first eBay listing should be garbage, but your 1,000th should be quite good, right? I mean, if it's not, then you're the problem. Sorry, but it's true. Tip number 3, learn your niche, okay? What I want you to do when you first start reselling is watch every single reseller there is. Literally every single one. I highly suggest you start with Craigslist Hunter, Cześć Piotrek Extremash. Start with him. Amazing dude. I love him. He is the one that pretty much inspired us to start really taking this business serious, and he actually taught me a lot about vintage electronics. So again, shout out to Peter. Thank you for that. But guys, that's really important. That's how we all just gather all of this knowledge. We copy each other, we learn what brands sell, we learn what things sell for by watching thrift haul videos and what sold videos. And then we do that same thing and we do it in our local area. But then we look for brands that no one knows about, right? We look for random objects that no one knows about, no one's heard about. It's not on YouTube anymore, right? Like, it's just, we look for these things that interest us because it's our thing, right? So I want you to start copying everyone. I want you to just take in all this general resale knowledge into your head. I need you to know like what a MacBook is worth versus like a Windows tablet, and I need you to know what like a nice t-shirt is versus a cheap t-shirt, right? Those basic common things every single reseller should know, because these are things you find all the time and you just need that kind of basic knowledge. But after you have that basic kind of baseline set up to where you can walk into a thrift store and you can be like, this is like you can understand general pricing of things, I need you to double down on what makes you happy and what you know about, right? So for us, it's clothing and I'd say vintage electronics, right? So that's what we double down on, but we double down hardcore on clothing, because clothing for us works. It works, it's natural, I can spot it really well. It's something that's incredibly difficult to teach if someone's not naturally into clothes. But for me, I have been into clothing for a long, long time. I worked in the fashion industry in New York. So it's not something that is difficult for me or something that I have to think about, right? I just go into a store, I'm like, oh, that's a nice t-shirt, because I can feel it. I know what expensive feels like, because I've been doing this for years. Again, guys, it goes back to experience. That's it. Now, you may have not been an eBay seller for years, but what if you've worked on computers for years? What if you repaired bikes for years? What if you know how to take a car apart and put it back together, and that's been your job for 20 years? Those are all niches that you can work on online. If you're the guy that knows how to take a car apart, take cars apart and sell individual parts, and that's a huge market. There's so many little niches that every single person can go down just based on their personal or work experiences. It's insane. So to say that you don't have any interests or hobbies or niches is kind of crazy. Like, you really have to be a blank sheet of paper to not have any sort of interest in your life. And I'm not sure a YouTube video or selling online can help you find those interests, because you probably have bigger issues. But for the majority of us, we're all interested in something. Everyone's got something that they're better at than other people, right? I need you to use that. I need you to grow with that and understand that going into your niche will really help you become the expert. It'll make you a little bit more happy to even engage in sales on eBay. Because again, let me just tell you, like, selling on eBay, selling on any single marketplace sucks after a while. It's boring. It's the same stuff. It's repetitive. You do listings, someone buys it, you ship it over and over and over again. But what if you're sourcing things, you're buying things that make you truly happy, right? You're going to the store, you're looking for only video games because you love video games. You love Pokemon, you love t-shirts. Like, it doesn't matter what you love, because someone out there loves it too. So become the expert, find the great things in that category, and then make the big bucks because you're the expert, right? Those 3 things, I mean, they seem very common sense and basic, but that's the basis of business. Those 3 fundamental things will help you get further ahead than a lot of things in life. Whatever these bullshit gurus tell you on YouTube is just repurposed nonsense, guys. Those 3 things, like consistency, never stopping, and learning your niche, those will get you farther than anything in life, and you don't need to pay me any money for me to tell you that, because again, it's common sense. If this was helpful, like I said earlier in the video, please like and subscribe. It really helps our minuscule channel grow. If you want our free reselling guide, or if you even want to work one-on-one with us, reselljunkie.com, you can check all that out there. And then reselljunkie_ on Instagram if you want to follow along there and get to know us a little bit more. Until next time, my name's Sebastian. Cheers.